What's up, gang? It is August 7th. Just want to go over the past 2 days of trading. It is Wednesday. Nothing really going on today, but I did make $10,000 between Monday and Tuesday, two $5,000 days in a row. So just want to go over a few of the trades that led to me making that kind of money in such a short amount of time. You know, these are all FUS 4 patterns, of which, may I remind you, is 40% off right now. All FUS 4 training packages are 40% off at fusalerts.com using the code FUS40. That's FOUS40. But first up, let's take a look at LITB. This is one that I had been trying to trade for a while, trying to get it to break out of this recent force pattern that, you know, we continue to try to buy in here, and I kept getting stopped out for very small losses, trying to get this to break out above the $18 level. To get a force pattern to break over this neckline that's sitting at about $18 per share. Profit target was at about 20 bucks. I didn't hold it all the way up to 20. It did spike out and peak right at $20 per share, so the profit target was hit, and I actually got in here pre-breakout prior to these last two sessions. My first re-entry there was, moving back here, my chart will work. We got in here at 1630. Prior to this actually breaking out, you know, the trend line was forming up here. This is a recent IPO stock, so this is breaking out to all-time highs as of right now. I got in right in here, right out the 13 EMA, as it was still kind of holding that short-term trend. And I like to try to get into these stocks pre-breakout because you get such a good, risk-reward. Buying in right at a support level. You still had, from 1630 all the way up just to the breakout point at 18, that was $1.70. And I continue to add. I re-added again under 18 as well, going into this final breakout that we actually had a nice rip to the upside. I sold in the 19s. Didn't hold it all the way up to the 20 profit target. I got a little impatient. I still made, what was my final profit target here? Let me look. Here on probably you can see I'm locked in just shy of $3,200 on LITB. So that was a great trade, very short-term trade, just 2 days it looks like, I guess, and just in and out, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Made $3,100. I definitely don't think that this trade is over. I think that there is more potential in this stock to continue to grind up in the 20s. It's basically retesting that breakout support area right now. I definitely think there's a good chance that this kind of consolidates before it actually makes a run up on new highs. But you also have to be cautious of what the stock market's doing in general. As you can see here, we're peaking out here record highs on the Dow in the 15s, and we actually just broke down the 13 EMA, which is a short-term trend, just yesterday, and now we're back down it again. We're still having a few buyers in here on the Dow. We kind of stabilize, and we're actually kind of breaking out above this intraday pattern here into the close, so we could maybe even squeeze and continue to ramp up. Market's been hot. The trend definitely, may not be over, but you always got to be cautious and play on the defense just in case all of a sudden stocks start getting slammed to the downside and you're trying to swing all these long positions. You're going to get your ass handed to you. So you still got to be locking in profits on the way up and take note of what's going on with the general market. Other one was meat. These were the other two plays, basically the main two plays of this week. I made, I think made 2,600 on meat. Yeah, I made about 2,600 here on meat. We had been trying to trade this stupid stock several times, trying to get this breakout, and this thing is so damn stubborn. Same exact thing here. It's kind of doing the same exact thing that LITB did. Broke out, had 1 day of the breakout, spiked up over 2, came all the way back down, and now it's back below, or right at my initial buy price, which was about 182. I was trying to get it to break out above this neckline zone. It's a great looking revival pattern, lots of volume in lately, but this thing just can't hold its breakout and continues to fall. So I was very quick to lock in my profits yesterday on that first initial spike, locked in those profits, and then actually got back long here again. I think it was at about 204 right here, and we ramped this up for a quick day trade and locked in another $800. I took it for 8 cents on 10,000 shares. Locked in $800. We'll show you real quick here on the trades. This was the first trade on the swing that I held overnight and actually locked in the profits near the open because I was long from the 180s as we got in right around here previous to the breakout of this neckline here. And then again, longed about right here, I believe, and then scalped it up and sold up near highs. And that's what this second trade was here. Entry comments back in and exit comments scalp. I'll take the scalp. Boom, we made a nice quick trade there on MEET. So 1,600 plus 800, it's about $2,600 in profits on MEET. Another one was CNDO. This was an earnings winner. A great looking chart, the chart's, not the greatest looking chart, but it was more importantly, it was a earnings breakout that was signaled by intraday F patterns. So stocks that all of a sudden just ramp up out of nowhere that have an F1 or F2, any kind of F pattern breakout can definitely see very strong continuations, and that's what I bought into the other day here on CNDO. If we look back on the intraday chart, going back here, I got in at 860. I actually missed the first F1 breakout. This was actually the first initial F1 breakout here at about 840. As you can see, that had that beautiful looking triangle formation, and as soon as that broke out of that, it had that nice big spike and actually took it on this secondary breakout here at 860. I got long. Wasn't a huge position. I believe it was only 1,000 shares because I was in on the secondary breakout. So my entry and timing was not that great, but I still definitely like the chart. It had strong earnings, and so I wanted to be a part of this. As you can see, as soon as that broke that secondary neckline here on this secondary F pattern breakout, this continued to ride the 13 EMA along the whole, along the 1 minute chart, all the way up from 860 all the way up to about 960, where I ended up locking in some solid profits. What I make here, it was only 1,000 shares, but I made $900, as you can see here on CNDO. Very, very quick $900 gain. It would have been nice to be in there on a huge position, but I didn't get that perfect entry, so I limited my share size, but was still able to make a decent amount of money just only trading the intraday chart based on earnings, and it was an F1 breakout. So that was a perfect play, and also rode the 13 EMA perfectly here on the intraday chart. So awesome trade on CNDO. What other stock did we trade? PACB. This was another big winner. I actually just locked in my final profits here today on PACB. This was a great trade that we got into. A force pattern breakout that was kind of shady. It had spiked up over 3. Which acted as a whole number resistance, then spiked up near 3 again, and then it had that news out. I can't remember if this was an earnings runner or it was an upgrade, I believe, on PACB plus. No, it was an earnings runner plus an upgrade. So it had the earnings breakout, which was this small candle right here that I actually bought into at 287. I was hoping to get this thing to break out over 3. But it kind of had that choppy session. Let's take these out. So this is the day I bought in here on PACB. This was the day that it reported earnings, and I was trying to get it to break out over this neckline. Had a solid triangle pattern formed up here, and if it could break out above this $3 line, that looks like a very, very bullish breakout here for this stock. So I went in at 287. And held on for a swing overnight, and the next day it had a nice gap open and just continued to ramp up. I actually locked in the majority of my profits near highs of the day, the second day, and then actually just sold my last 1,500 shares today at 355 for a total of 21.59. As you can see here, this is my trade on PACB, locked in $2,159. So awesome trade there on PACB. Closing out there today. Then PLUG was a pretty disappointing trade here on this stock. I was up about $2,000 or so, or over $2,000. I still made $860 because I locked in some profits yesterday, but gave basically back all my profits today as this thing just got hammered. Down 9%. It was down 13% earlier. I was hoping to see this gap open above that previous high at 53 cents. We got long here at about 46. I locked in some profits here on the near highs of the day, and then went long back 10,000 shares again, adding to my core position, hoping to see this breakout. It had a very, very strong close on volume. If we take away that second candle right there, the red one. So, when you just look at the stock from this point, what it looked like yesterday, it was breaking out over that previous high here, just barely, but it was breaking out on huge volume. So it looked like, this kind of chart, definitely has potential to see a gap open. And it was actually gapped open at about 8% pre-market, and then kind of got the sellers in. It hit almost 60 cents. And the bids kind of dropped out, and it was kind of shaky right out of the gates in the morning. But then once the panic sellers come in on these penny stocks, they can drop very, very hard and fast. Fortunately, I did not get out, at the best price. I got out at about 49 or 48.5 or 49.5. I can't remember what it was. But my average profit here at the end of the day, which could have been over $2,000. It turned into just $860. So pretty disappointing trade on PLUG. But what can you do? Penny stocks are always risky. I've made a lot of money on PLUG, and part of me making a lot of money on it is because I've had the patience to continue to hold the stock. So sometimes when you want to hold the stock, hoping for the best, sometimes you get bitch slapped in the face, and that's just the game of penny stocks. You really never know what they're going to do. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Unfortunately, I gave back about close to $2,000 in profits on Plug because I had about 30,000 shares going into the morning today, and then ended up selling all those. But I believe that's about it for the stocks I wanted to talk about. Or PRAN, this was another one that I made $5,400 on. This was an excellent force pattern breakout that we got into at 270, continued to add upwards of 3, and then it actually came back down today, retested perfectly the 13 EMA, and now is bouncing nicely up here. Volume is pretty low, but I still definitely think that this stock has potential to continue to go higher above 4. As long as it holds a 13 EMA, as always with the Foods 4 strategy, once the stock breaks out of a Foods 4 pattern, as long as it holds the 13 EMA trend, you're golden. There's really no telling how high this stock is going to go. And as you can see here, it's bounced perfectly right off the 13 EMA trend today and yesterday, and now has a nice white candle despite of the market being down today. So there's still definitely potential on Prana. It's a very low liquid stock, as you can see just the chart here intraday wise. It's just very ugly looking. When you look at it, you don't have a lot of solid candles. You have all these little specks here and there because the stock doesn't trade very much, so it can drop on low volume very quickly. So it's kind of tough to get in there with a sizable position. But anyways, that's it for today's video lesson on these stocks. It's been a great week. Nothing really going on today. I'm actually moving. Today I go sign my lease here in about 20 minutes at my new condo. So the rest of the week might be a little slow because I'm trying to get everything moved in before this weekend, because I have some plans going on with a good friend of mine moving to New York. So we have some going away party festivities going on. But anyways, that's about it, and I'll be live broadcasting tomorrow morning on Foos TV and in chat. Hopefully we can make some good more good trades throughout this week. But if I could quit today for the week, I made $10,000 the first couple days. I'm down about 1,000 today, so it's been a great week so far, and I really can't complain.